Thank you, Dorothy. In Consumer News this morning, we're talking about all the recalls we've seen lately, and so many of the products you may have noticed originate in China. Last week, Fisher-Price recalled more than 1 million Chinese-made toys. Before that, it was tires. In June, the FDA stopped shipments of fish from China tainted with salmonella. So our question this morning, what is going on, and who's making sure the products we buy from foreign countries are safe? Joining us now to try and answer that question is attorney Jeff Colino. He specializes in product recall cases. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Chanel.
Well, let's get right to it. Who is responsible for the safety of these products that come into our country? Let's say, for instance, the Fisher-Price toys.
When we consider that 80% of our toys come from China, 60% of the recalls this year are from China, and studies have shown that children put objects like these toys in their mouths an average of 16 times an hour, or a total of 17 minutes per day. Everyone is responsible. Let's look at the retailers, Toys R Us, Walmart, KB toy stores. They need to make sure that the toys they put on the shelves for our parents, for our children, are safe.
But let's be honest, how do they know? You know, obviously kids are chewing on these toys and it's toxic. We don't want that. But how would they even know?
It's all about quality control. The big problem here is that the Chinese are inspecting their own toys. We need third-party testing, and then the retailers can make sure they only put toys that have had third-party testing done on the shelves.
Can we put the government in this? I know a lot of people say, you know, the government has enough to do, so to speak, but how does the government regulate this, or do they at all?
Absolutely. First, let's look at the problem here. You have the fox watching the hen house. The Chinese are testing their own products. Let's get a third party in there to test them and make sure that they're safe. What can the government do? They can enforce bonding requirements, insurance requirements to make sure that the funds are there in case there's a recall, to make sure it's a good product. What else can they do? They need to up their police force. They need to go out and inspect products. Random testing of these products will go a long way. Congress has met in July and they're meeting again in September. What we know is that the CPSC requires reports on products to be made within 24 hours, and that might not have been done here with the Fisher-Price instances. In fact, Fisher-Price was fined $975,000 in March. They were fined $1.1 million in 2001. They need stiffer penalties. Make sure that these companies take this seriously. If you're going to bring toys into this country with lead paint, which has been outlawed for some 30 years, you've got consequences. You've got to step up to the plate.
Jeff, I only have about 5-10 seconds left, if that. But what are consumers supposed to do? We talk about fish, tires. How do we know?
Well, they've got to be very careful. Check for recalls. Avoid suspicious products. Be extremely careful in what you buy.
All right, attorney Jeff Colino, thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you.